Hello, my name is Spear Morgan, and I'm here to introduce you to a series that we're offering on the Missouri Review over the next few weeks, Tales of Turbulent Times, which is a group of diaries, poetry, and fiction having to do with serious or troubling, or even in some cases catastrophic times related to either within American history or related to American history. Properly enough, the first that we're offering is the diary of Robert Morris. Robert Morris was the superintendent of finance during the American Revolution and also a Philadelphia merchant. He was the one who borrowed the money to fund Washington's army. He also went bankrupt in the 1790s during one of the first land crazes and was thrown into prison, the first debtor's prison in Philadelphia, spending most of the rest of his life in prison. So it's a fascinating diary of this important person in American history. We're also doing the diary of Peter Pitchlynn, which is a Native American removal diary, a Trail of Tears diary, as well as a Gold Rush diary of E.P. Howell, recounting the rigors of the trip west, including a substantial number of lives lost to cholera and all other troubles that they experienced during the gold rush. We're also doing a diary by Henry Hager, called Hiroshima Notes, having to do with his experience visiting Hiroshima in 1946 as an Army correspondent, asking the question of whether the bombing was necessary. Also, the diary of Amy Wingreen. Wingreen was a Spanish-American war nurse and herself suffered fever, either yellow fever or typhoid fever, during that experience. But she was among the first women Army nurses. And so it's an interesting look into the war in Cuba during that period. Also, we're doing the diary of Lorenzo Green, which is about an African-American Depression-era man who made his living going through the South selling textbooks. Fascinating look at that world. There are also a number of imaginative pieces that we're publishing, including two Holocaust groups of poems, one by Rick Hillis, called The Invisible Thread, which recounts the experience as narrated to him by a doctor who survived the Holocaust. Also, Jude Nutter's poems dealing with growing up in the shadow of Bergen-Belsen, which was a concentration camp in southern Germany, along with Nicole Cooley's poetry feature about the Salem witch trials and Paul Egger's story, This Way, Uncle, Into the Palace, dealing with the experience of a Vietnamese father, a professional educator, and his daughter and the impact of the Vietnam War on their lives. We hope that you enjoy this series.